News tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy Combs.
Once a music mogul ruling the hip-hop world, Sean Diddy's life has taken an unexpected and drastic turn, leaving both fans and onlookers in astonishment. Diddy is now at the center of a nightmare that is playing out. His unexpected admission to the infamous Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has caused a lot of conjecture and anxiety about what would be so terrible that a late-night, dark trip to the hospital was necessary. Is this really a standard examination, or is there something far more concerning going on behind the scenes?
Diddy has been for months now, but last week he was taken to the hospital. According to reports from the New York Post, Diddy was transported from MDC in the cover of darkness at about 10 p.m. on January 30th. He was taken to a Brooklyn hospital for an MRI after reporting issues with his knee.
Let us begin with the official narrative. According to reports, Diddy was taken to Brooklyn Hospital Center for a non-invasive knee MRI scan because he had been complaining of pain, a lingering issue from his previous injuries, including a 2003 marathon. However, this is where things get a little odd. Sources close to the situation claim that this was done in the middle of the night to avoid drawing attention from other inmates and staff, but many people find that explanation unsatisfactory. After all, why go to such lengths for something as routine as a knee scan? Could there be more to this story than meets the eye?
Diddy's knee has been bothering him recently, so he reported it. At some point, it was decided that he needed medical care outside of the jail, so he was taken to a Brooklyn hospital.
Diddy's health has been a source of worry for years. In 2020, he publicly discussed his history of surgeries and accidents, admitting to having his fourth surgery in as many years due to problems with his rotator cuffs, a knee replacement, and even quadriceps. On social media, he humorously called himself clumsy and claimed that this was God's way of slowing him down. However, fans are now left wondering if this is just another chapter in his health struggles or if something much more serious is occurring inside those.
Initial review of his current medical situation during his physical, and then there's follow-up to that process if there's something found, immediately. But, you have to understand, daily there are medical staff walking through the units, doing what we call sit call and asking inmates, are they okay? And then you have folks that are walking around passing out meds.
Let's take a closer look at the background. Since his arrest last year, he has been detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center, which is well known for its appalling conditions. Due to overcrowding, inadequate sanitation, and widespread violence, the institution has been compared as hell on earth. High-profile prisoners like R. Kelly and Ghislaine Maxwell have also been housed there, and the accounts that have surfaced paint a bleak picture of what life is like there. According to reports, prisoners at the MDC endure freezing temperatures, food contaminated with maggots, and free-chew lockdowns that keep them cooped up in their cells for days at a time. It's easy to see how months of enduring such conditions could weaken even the most resilient people. Conditions be having an adverse effect on Diddy's health?
Definitely go out in his institutional jumpsuit. He would be handcuffed, leg irons, and what we call a Martin chain, which is the waist, the chains around your waist, handcuffs, and then what we call a black box. That would be a little mechanism that would go over the handcuffs to make sure that he is not moving around necessarily, and I'm almost certain that they probably have.
There are rumors of internal conflicts within the prison, which are certain to have added another layer to this already hazy situation. Some sources have suggested that Diddy may have been involved in an altercation with other inmates that resulted in injuries that needed medical attention, but those close to the rapper have denied these claims. The rumors themselves demonstrate how unstable and dangerous Diddy's current situation is, and there's also the question of whether he's being pushed to his breaking point by outside forces or by the strain of his legal disputes combined with the hostile conditions of the MDC.
Inmates have procedures all the time. You have folks there with cancer, you have folks there with, serious other chronic diseases, and sometimes it does require individuals to have surgery even while they're on pretrial status. So,
what's truly alarming, however, are the rumors circulating about secret Interrogations according to Insider. Reports federal agents may be pressuring Diddy for about certain video recordings that allegedly contain incriminating material. On other high-profile figures, these recordings often referred to in hush tones, as the blackmail tapes are said to feature footage from lavish parties that Diddy hosted over the years. If such tapes exist, they could potentially implicate powerful individuals and shed light on activities that many would prefer to keep hidden. The stakes are incredibly high, and the stress of being caught in this web of secrets could be wreaking havoc on Diddy's physical and mental health.
Incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent till proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent till proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent till proven guilty.
Let's now discuss Diddy's appearance. People who have seen him since his incarceration paint a clear picture of him. Once renowned for his impeccable style and larger-than-life presence, the man who most recently appeared in court appeared to be a shadow of his former self. They noticed that he appeared noticeably thinner, had grayer hair, and had a demeanor that suggested he was having difficulties. Journalist Elizabeth Milner, who was present at one of his hearings, called his change astonishing, highlighting how drastically different he looked from only a few months ago. This physical deterioration has only encouraged rumors that Diddy's health is failing, raising questions about whether he will even be able to attend his trial in May.
Concern, no judge wants to wake up and read the headlines the next day, oh, they treated this guy special and they gave him bond, and now he's gone and he fled from justice. So that's what's in the back of most judges' minds. On the other hand, we deal with cases where clients have significant funds sometimes, and sometimes where there's money, you can craft a unique solution. Years ago, it was the ankle bracelet and the ankle monitor.
However, what if this story has more to it? Diddy's quick weight loss, pale skin, and the secrecy surrounding his hospital stay have prompted some theorists to suspect that he may be battling a life-threatening ailment. Could it be that the knee pain was a front and that the true reason for his late-night hospital stay was something much more serious? If so, why haven't his solicitors or representatives addressed these rumors directly? Their silence only serves to deepen the mystery, leaving fans and followers wondering what happened.
All the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers, and he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone. So
Then there's the question of whether Diddy's current situation is a coincidence or a part of a bigger conspiracy. As a well-known person with a lot of money and power, he surely has his share of enemies. Could someone be planning events behind the scenes to bring him down? Some have even suggested that Diddy's hospitalization may have been staged as part of a complex plan to extract information or further weaken his resolve. Even though these theories may seem remote, they reflect the growing sense of unease surrounding Diddy's situation. The timing of his arrest, the harsh conditions of his detention, and now his surviving quite well according to people close to him, he is still focused on his defense and is committed to clearing his name. They say he is in good spirits and is making every effort to maintain his health and fitness despite the difficult circumstances, but with so many contradicting reports, how much of this is accurate and how much is just damage control? Distinguishing fact from fiction is difficult. Sudden health issues all seem almost too convenient to ignore. First, let's discuss the most explosive. There is a theory circulating that Diddy's current position is about safeguarding those who might be implicated if he ever decides to speak over the years, not simply about the allegations he is facing. Some insiders are now speculating that Diddy's empire was not only founded on music and business acumen but also on a collection of secrets that could destroy careers, reputations, and possibly even lives if they ever came to light. Diddy is widely regarded as one of the most powerful figures in the entertainment industry because of his influence, connections, and access to sensitive information.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Given his failing health, one major concern as we await Diddy's trial is whether he will even be able to appear in court. The story is far from over, though, as the harsh circumstances of his detention and the growing legal pressures against him paint a grim picture. With every new development, the mystery grows, leaving everyone wondering what will happen next. Is this the end for one of the biggest icons in music, or does Diddy still have a few surprises up his sleeve? Only time will tell the intricate web of Shaw as Diddy Combs' health apparently deteriorates and rumors of a secret swirl around another aspect of this story. His life behind bars. Only Diddy's legal troubles may not be entirely coincidental, according to a sinister theory that has surfaced. Could it be that forces much larger than the legal system are trying to silence him? The conspiracy theories surrounding his case are both fascinating and chilling, and they raise the unsettling question of whether Diddy is the target of a deliberate attempt to remove him from the narrative before he can reveal the truth. Becomes more complicated and enigmatic.
Sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping.
This leads us to the notorious blackmail tapes. Rumors of these recordings have been rife in the shadows of Hollywood and the music industry for years. According to sources, these tapes contain footage from extravagant parties that Diddy hosted, where some of the biggest names in entertainment and business allegedly let their guard down in ways they'd rather forget. These events were meticulously documented, and Diddy reportedly kept recordings as a form of leverage. Whether these accounts are true or not, the very notion that such tapes exist has shocked the industry. If Diddy does indeed have such material, it's easy the day, but this is where things take a darker turn. Some people think that Diddy's demise isn't just the result of legal issues, but also a deliberate attempt by influential people to silence him before he can use what he knows. The timing of his arrest, the harsh conditions of his detention, and now his concerning health issues all seem suspiciously connected. Could this be a part of a larger campaign to silence him? Diddy is being imprisoned at the Metropolitan Detention Center, which is notorious for being a cruel institution due to more than just its filthy conditions. TOC why some might go to great lengths to ensure it never sees.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there.
Adding petrol to the flames, jail expert Larry Larvine claims that Diddy has been avoiding prison meals out of concern for his safety. This isn't paranoia, rather, it's a premeditated maneuver. Levine hypothesized that Diddy would be concerned that someone might tamper with his meals to hurt him. What if someone outside the prison knew someone who worked there? Larvine inquired if it could gradually poison him over time. This might sound like something from a thriller. The Metropolitan Detention Center's past indicates that claims of inmate violence are not wholly implausible. Given the smuggling of illegal goods and even the suspected wrongdoing of workers, it is evident that this facility is a haven for risk.
And that he has a shrink coming by his cell to see him several times a day. And now there's talk about putting him in, it's like a bubble. It's like a cell that has like a plexiglass wall in it where they have inmates watching you. That's actually their job, to keep an eye on the inmates that are on watch.
Some of Diddy's closest associates have reportedly distanced themselves from him since his arrest, which has increased friction. While this could just be an effort to safeguard their own reputations, it has stoked rumors that they may be more aware of the accusations made against him. Many people are wondering if Diddy's former collaborators are planning to testify against him in exchange for leniency in their own legal battles, as some have started to leak cryptic statements to the media that hint at their own experiences working with the music mogul. Meanwhile, There are rumors that Diddy has been keeping a detailed record of his business dealings, personal encounters, and the people who, if such a record exists, it could be a potent weapon in his defense or a negotiating chip with prosecutors. But it also raises the stakes for anyone who thinks they might be implicated, further intensifying the tension surrounding his already precarious situation. This is his insurance policy against those who might try to betray him. Have wronged him over the years, with some calling.
Some people do think that Diddy can help him, but this guy's going to be locked up forever. His case will probably take at least 3 years to litigate. He'll stay at MDC. There's rumors that he wants to go to Essex County Jail in New Jersey because he doesn't like MDC. He's a Marshals inmate. There's no way they're going to transfer him back and forth, I don't know, several times a week.
Naturally, Diddy's legal disputes make this already tumultuous scenario much more complicated. Although prosecutors' evidence portrays a dismal image and the allegations against him are serious, some people think Diddy's case has been purposefully exaggerated to keep him in jail as long as possible. Federal prosecutors have reportedly revised their indictment multiple times, adding new allegations and victims what some see as an attempt to overwhelm his defense team. Whether this is standard legal strategy or something more sinister is up for debate, but it begs the question: who stands to gain from keeping Diddy locked away?
That's it. If it is privilege, of course they won't. But if it really is what the prosecution says that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering, because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again. And again, it's just going to be a matter of days, because I don't expect.
Of course, there is more to the conspiracy theories than that. Another widely accepted theory contends that Diddy's legal issues are a component of a broader attempt to dismantle his empire during the previous 30 years. Diddy has established an impressive business portfolio that includes Bad Boy Records, Fashion Spirits, and media. His success has made him a cultural icon, but it also poses a threat to those who might see his influence as a challenge to their own authority, because some people think his rivals could take over and seize what's left of his empire. While this theory may seem unrealistic, it is not without precedent. The entertainment industry is known for its ruthless methods, and Diddy is definitely a target because of his reputation as a trailblazer.
So there's a few things going on. First is the privilege issue. The judge will decide whether the documents are privileged or not. If they're not, they're going to go to the government. If the documents are not only not privileged, but they're evidence of witness tampering, then a few things can happen, all of which are bad for Sean Diddy Combs. First, of course, he could face obstruction of justice charges in a superseding indictment.
Diddy's legal team has maintained its defense despite these circulating rumors, claiming that he is innocent and that the accusations against him are baseless. His lead lawyer, Mark Agelo, has called the case a faulty prosecution that aims to damage Diddy's reputation. Agelo has also brought attention to the difficulties of trial preparation while Diddy is detained in such harsh conditions, claiming that the Metropolitan Detention Center is not a suitable place for anyone, much less someone attempting to mount a defense. However, even as his attorneys work to clear his name, time is running out, and Diddy faces an uphill battle to prove his innocence and regain his freedom. Perhaps the most how it speaks to larger issues of power, influence, and responsibility in the modern world. Is he a victim of his own achievements, overthrown by the system he once controlled, or is he just dealing with the fallout from his deeds, with the legal system finally catching up to him? The public will be closely following Diddy's narrative as the legal drama develops, not only to see what happens to him but also to learn what his case says about the culture we live in. The truth, however, probably falls somewhere in the middle. Intriguing aspect of Diddy's circumstances is that
on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, this one has so many people talking, the disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here?
Despite these, as the mystery grows and the conspiracy theories continue to swirl, one can't help but wonder how much of the truth will we ever truly know. More importantly, will Diddy live to tell his side of the story? Share your thoughts in the comments section below, And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this explosive story until next time. For now, Diddy is still behind bars, fighting not just for his freedom but also for his legacy. Whether he comes out of this ordeal as a cautionary tale or a symbol of resiliency depends on what happens in the months ahead, but one thing is for sure, the world will be watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. We assure you that this story is far from over. Continue to be interested and attentive because
this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
Then there's the question of whether Diddy's current situation is a coincidence or a part of a bigger conspiracy. As a well-known person with a lot of money and power, he surely has his share of enemies. Could someone be planning events behind the scenes to bring him down? Some have even suggested that Diddy's hospitalization may have been staged as part of a complex plan to extract information or further weaken his resolve. Even though these theories may seem remote, they reflect the growing sense of unease surrounding Diddy's situation. The timing of his arrest, the harsh conditions of his detention, and now his surviving quite well according to people close to him, he is still focused on his defense and is committed to clearing his name. They say he is in good spirits and is making every effort to maintain his health and fitness despite the difficult circumstances, but with so many contradicting reports, how much of this is accurate and how much is just damage control? Distinguishing fact from fiction is difficult. Sudden health issues all seem almost too convenient to ignore.